You're muted, Dago.
Welcome back, everybody, to the cafe again. It is 4 p.m. Wednesday, guys. As I stated, we're going to be doing an interview with Miss Sarah, who is Marissa Carmichael's mother, as to what happened with Miss Marissa Carmichael within her disappearance, the details, so on and so forth. So I really appreciate you all joining me today for this. Please share this out. Hit that like button if you will, and let's share this to as many platforms as we can, guys. I will be right back with Miss Doodle. Let's do this thing. All right, guys, welcome back again. Thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you, Doodle, for joining me as well. Appreciate you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me up here.
Always, and Doodlebug produced this situation, guys, again, as we're having Miss Sarah join us today, so that we can discuss the disappearance and the details behind what happened with Miss Marissa Carmichael. Another very sad situation, and another situation where I gotta say it looks to me like law enforcement may have dropped the ball with this one in some senses, folks. So at some point, like I said, we will be joined by Miss Sarah. Let's see who we do have joining us in here today, real quick, as we get this party rolling today. I see, of course, Arctic, which I'm going to see if Miss Sarah's okay, and I'm going to see if Arctic would join us as well. Because Arctic was definitely, if he already hasn't put it out, he will be putting it out on his channel as well. I'm sure that there's some questions that he would have. Also, Doodle, type in, oh no, I got it. Hold on. It looks like Tomboy's in the house. Alicia J, welcome back to you as well. I appreciate you so very much. Brandy B, welcome back to you, dear. I hope you're feeling better. Squishy Bun, wonderful to see you again. SRBBB, good to have you here. Miss Molly, always a pleasure. Good to see you. Mark Schumann, sorry. Welcome back to you as well. Miss Trish Crow, welcome. Good to see you. It's been a while. I'm glad you could finally catch us on one of these. It's wonderful to have you here, guys. Share this out, and please, please, please. Okay, then yeah, I thought you had said that, Arctic. Then you'll be good. You'll be good. I'm sure Miss Sarah won't mind whatsoever then. All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna go ahead and give you're of course okay with that as well, correct, Doodle?
Well, yeah, always.
I know these questions. I just want to make sure everybody's happy with everybody. There's your link, Arctic. Sorry, buddy. And I think Miss Sarah is backstage, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and bring her up. All right, and there she is.
Hi,
Welcome.
Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you so very much taking time out of your day to do this.
You're welcome.
I know it's very important to you as well. And Arctic Fox says you guys have been introduced before on Duchess's channel, so he'll be joining us here in a moment, I do believe as well. My communication skills aren't the greatest. I didn't speak with him about it before too. Now here he is. Welcome back, buddy. Sorry about that. I misunderstood what you had said before. I knew you said something, but I didn't quite catch it.
Oh no, I mean we've covered Marissa's case over on Duchess's channel. I've covered it on mine, and in fact, when you were talking about it the other day, I had mentioned to you that you might want
Yeah,
to reach out to Sarah. So
absolutely. Absolutely. So again, thank you, Sarah. I hope you're okay with all of us being here with you. And I really, really do. I know this is hard in a lot of ways, but we really do appreciate you joining us to be able to help us to put the word out there and bring some more awareness to Marissa's case, because it is so very important for us to be able to bring her home.
Yeah.
Sarah, you want to start off and just kind of explain from the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, that Saturday night, she was supposed to work third shift, and she chose to go out to a bar and lounge. She had many times before, wasn't anything unusual, but sometime during the night, she had posted where she was at, and somebody that had been watching her, I would say stalking her, seeing where she was at, and through that night, kind of lingered around the different places. She left the club right before 2 and went to an Airbnb on Gorell Street and sat there and charged her phone, drank a little bit. She never went inside the Airbnb. Um, then there was a 911 call from some other lady about things going on at the Airbnb. So the car that she was in, they pulled about half a block or a block away to the Exxon. And then at the Exxon, she was told, "Hey, go in the store and buy some stuff." So she got out, and then when she got out, the guy that she was supposed to get a ride home was going to bring her home, threw her purse out and took off with her phone. And she called 911, and and before she even got done with the 911 call, the third person was there and convinced her to get in his car. He was going to bring her home. And that's on the 911 call. You hear her say at the end, "To my house." That's right before he said, "You need a ride." And that was it. She didn't make it home. I thought maybe she had worked a double shift, and her friend that had went out with her was here. She took an Uber home at about 4:47 in the morning from Greensboro, aware that Marissa needed help, because I found out later Marissa had contacted her off of the Sean guy's phone, the one who actually seen her last, and said, "Oh, she didn't work. She's not doing a double. She went to the club. I'm gonna go find her." And then she left and moved out that day. She had been living here, and she moved out that day and left all of her belongings. And then I made
Wow.
the missing person report.
This friend of hers moved out knowing that Marissa was missing and didn't say another word, left her stuff and left.
And this friend
Yeah.
also made it a point to convince her to go out that night and not go to work.
Yes,
Yep.
that
What was
she didn't want to go alone. Yeah, she had talked her all day into going out to the her sister, Marissa's sister, told me she had talked her into going out. She didn't want to go alone, but then she said, "Well, Marissa knew that I was going to be leaving and going and hanging out with somebody else. Why would you want her to go to the club?" A Saturday night, third shift would have been a big money night for Marissa.
of course, as it is where anywhere you work third shift. What was this friend's name, Sarah?
Janaja,
Janijah. Okay. And has she been questioned about anything that you know of?
yeah, she has.
Okay.
She claimed that she loved Marissa and that's her best friend, but she did not. She has not helped look for Marissa.
And did this
She,
Janijah, did she know this Sean, this last person to see Marissa? Did Janijah know him too?
I'm not sure, but she knew Jersey, the one who stole Marissa's phone and left her at the Exxon.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Let's back up a little bit with this story. just so that everybody that's in here, by the way, welcome again, everybody that's just jumping in. I appreciate you. So does Miss Sarah very much for being here and supporting this so that we can, really maybe figure something out or bring some awareness to Marissa's disappearance, folks, because this is, again, something that, as many of the cases we've looked at, a lot of the stuff we've talked about that's happened in Missouri with Miss Barbara, all of these cases, you're feeling the same way, and I really don't like the way these are looking, okay? So thank you guys so very much for being here again. Let's back up a little bit. So Janijah, Jersey, Sean, any of these people, are you familiar with these people from Marissa's past at all, or as being
No,
close to her? No. Okay.
only Janijah. For about 2 years, they were close.
Okay. 2 years. Well, it's still
She
a
had
long
met
time.
Jersey. She had met Jersey one time about a year before she went missing, and she met him through Janijah and her boyfriend.
So Janijah is the common denominator with all of this and so forth. So okay.
Yeah.
And this was based out of North Carolina. You said Greensboro?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Now, this Jersey, is he the one that had been stalking Marissa online?
Sean was
Okay.
the one.
Sean.
Okay.
Okay. So well, let's jump into, let's tell that story a little bit about Sean and the stalking and how that all went down, if we can.
I had found out after Marissa went missing from a coworker that he would show up at her work and ask for Peaches. And that was one of her nicknames because of her bottom. And would call up there. And Marissa had said somebody was trying to get in touch with her or see her, and she didn't know who it was. And he only followed 3 things on Facebook, and that was Marissa, boats, and large bodies of water. And when I confronted him, when he said he'd never seen her before a day in his life, I said, "But you're all over her Facebook." He went back and unfollowed her and unfollowed everything.
Wow. Now, did the police, how in depth did the police question him or like look into him that you know of?
I don't know exactly how much. I know that the detective is going for another round of interviews, and he's under the scope.
Okay. If I can ask, and any questions you're not comfortable with, I know there's one in particular, and that's fine. But any other questions you're not comfortable with, just let us know you're not comfortable with it at all. Who is the detective working the case right now, Miss Sarah?
Detective Denny.
Danny. Okay. And this is out of Greensboro as well?
Yes.
Okay. Got you. And what if you could put the date out there? A lot of people aren't familiar with this one, like the exact date and time and all of that, real quick about Marissa's disappearance, please.
It was January 14th. The last contact she made off of Sean's phone was at 5:23 in the morning.
And that
And
And
come
what
off.
after
time
that,
what
Sorry,
time
go ahead.
was the 911 call placed from the Exxon?
around 3:40 in the morning.
Did police ever follow up on that at all after Sean supposedly was going to give her a ride home?
They showed up about 40 minutes later. The police did, and she was already gone. They
Okay.
10:22 that call.
So they showed up 40 minutes after the 3:40 a.m. call, and then the last contact that Marissa had with anyone was at 5:23 on Sean's phone, right?
Yes, to
Okay,
Janijah.
so she had left with Sean in Sean's vehicle, made a call to Janijah, said she's in trouble,
Made
and
several calls to Janijah.
how many
Janijah,
would you say?
2 that I know of. One from from Sean's phone in his car, saying, can you get a hold of Jersey? I need my phone back. I'm stranded. I need a ride home. And then again at 5:23 in the morning, she called my husband's phone and he answered. And Marissa said, "Hey, Dad, is Janijah there? Let me speak to her." And he took Janijah the phone, and it was a brief conversation. And Janijah rolled over and went back to sleep. and didn't alert anybody that anything was wrong.
And also, the guy that she got in the car with had stated that she was only in that car for 30 minutes, yet she was on that phone
Mhm,
until after 5 o'clock. So that right there is his
mhm.
first lie.
Yeah. He said he dropped her off at Cumberland Courts where she had family, which is directly, you can see that from Exxon. She has no family there, and he did not drop her off there.
Had anybody seen, any witnesses whatsoever saw the two together in the vehicle that night at all or that morning?
It's just on the video footage from the Exxon of her getting him standing at the counter talking to her while she was on the 911 call, and then her getting in his car.
Okay. Do we know, how much do we know about Sean? Does he have any kind of a past or any kind of anything at all?
Yeah, I've been out doing my own investigating, and I've talked to women in motels that have worked for him. They're terrified. They won't speak to the police. There's one woman that moved to Charlotte, no, Raleigh, to get away. Um, and he's got lots of felonies. He doesn't
Hmm.
have a regular job, but he has a lot of disposable cash. And I've
Got
followed him and seen him going from motel to motel with women.
interesting. And the police can't seem to lock onto this guy. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. When they questioned him the first time, they really should have made him take his shirt off, because if there was a confrontation, Marissa would put up a hell of a fight, and he would have marks on his body or something.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't seem, once again, this is where I feel like law enforcement, one of the areas I feel like law enforcement has dropped the ball again.
And
Well, not only that, but had they shown up quicker than 40 minutes after a 911 call was placed, they could have prevented this possibly to begin with.
Right. And
Yeah.
is that a normal response time in this area for law enforcement at 3 in the morning for something like this? Or are they busy a lot? I don't know the area very well. So,
I'm not familiar with the area.
okay.
They when the 911 dispatcher hung up, I was able to hear, and she asked the male supervisor there what to do about that call. He said 1022 it. We'll get it later. And when they did dispatch and go to the Exxon, it took 2 minutes to get there.
2 minutes. See,
nice. That's real nice.
that's why I asked that question. We'll get it later. They 1022'd it. So it was a unimportant call.
Yeah,
To them, obviously not to us, but to them,
yeah,
that could have made every bit of difference as to where Marissa could be here with us right now if they would have responded in that
yeah,
2 minute period of time it takes to respond. Not to
yeah.
mention if there was a car in the area that could have heard that call. If any, this is ridiculous. Okay, now I don't know, Doodle, Arctic, do you have any other questions besides what I've asked so far?
Um, well, I was gonna get into the next thing would be she has been quite the investigator. I mean, she
Yeah.
has been on this. So, of course, she went out looking and
Right,
she found her daughter's ID. Now, we all know that when we go out and we carry our purse, we have everything in our purse and we're going to not part with our purse no matter what.
of
Her
course.
ID was found separate than her purse, and all of her stuff is scattered. It's not just like thrown out all together. Her stuff is scattered.
And
Nothing
Like
that's
is
it
the
was,
only thing. It was a mail carrier that found her ID, and that's the only thing that I know of that's been found.
so how far away from the area from where Marissa was taken from was the ID?
Few blocks.
her
Like,
purse has never been found though.
No, ma'am.
so it was
No.
like
She threw that purse out. It should be found by now, I would think. You know?
well, it sounds like
Yeah,
maybe
and I went.
driving down the road and threw it out the window, maybe a couple blocks away or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to where her ID was found and searched, and what I was looking for were things that maybe other people might see and not think nothing of it, like her chapstick or her hair glue, or bracelets her kids had made her. Things like that is what I was looking for. That anybody else didn't know what they were looking for would probably overlook those things.
Right, and that's the other
And I
thing,
found
everybody. I wanted to put this. Marissa has 5. Is it 5 beautiful, beautiful babies? Yeah. Okay. That need their mother. Okay, or need to know. They need answers. This whole family needs answers, folks. So that's again why we're doing this. 5 beautiful children that are without a mother right now. So this is another reason why this is so important that this awareness is brought to this. Obviously Duchess has done this as well as Arctic and so on and so forth, and it's never going to be enough until we know something, or at least until
Yeah.
the family knows, that's heartbreaking to me. Absolutely heartbreaking. So have there been any other that since you've been being mom PI lately, which is very good for you, have there been any other instances that Sean's name has been brought into that you know of, or any other investigations after this of anything like this that you've heard of?
No, I know he had court dates, and people were going to show up for his court dates, and we thought if we follow him, maybe if he had Marissa somewhere, he would lead us to her. But I'm not sure what the court dates were for.
Okay. Now, is it not, if you're, again, I don't want you to ever be uncomfortable here. Is there another, like a last name that we can get off of him that we can get maybe in private or in a different way so that we can look into him as well?
Ely, Eliey.
Sorry, 1 second here. Let me do this again. SEAN or SHAWN?
SHAWN. Middle name Jamal. I actually have a photo of his ID in my phone that I got from a motel.
Awesome.
Ely, Eliey.
Bingo. Thank you. All right. So we have that information. Now, do you know if Sean and Jersey knew each other per se?
They say they don't, but I've seen them together in through line at Greensboro.
Okay. And I think we've all gathered what
And
Sean told. Go ahead.
They're both
Go ahead.
from New Jersey. They're both from New Jersey and go to the same clubs and in the same gang.
Ah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. I hate to ask a question like this, but have any other women, girls gone missing in this area that you know of around this period of time like this?
In Greensboro, there's been many young Black females gone missing this year.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So when I'm probably going to say it wrong. Janijah, is that how you pronounce it? Janijah?
Yeah.
Now, when she moved out, do you know where she went to, or have you heard anything else from her since? Or
I've heard that she's just hopping from couch to couch. From whatever reason, scared. I'm not sure what. I know for a brief time she stayed with a gentleman that Marissa had dated for about a month in November, which was strange because they couldn't stand each other. But when Marissa went missing, she was staying at his place for a minute.
okay, got you.
And have these people tried to contact you in any way since this, or maybe offered any help to you, or like
No,
been mean to you? Anything?
no,
Okay.
no, nothing. Janija
Well,
lived here for 2 years. We helped her out a lot.
so she lived with you and Marissa for 2 years. The night Marissa goes missing, she moves out, and that's the end of
And
it.
now no contact. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That says a lot by itself. Well, I'm going to venture to say Janijah knows probably, if not everything, something. Okay. That's my opinion.
Have you
Um,
gotten
Yeah, I believe
anything
so.
like talk of the town? Like, you know how people like to talk and rumor? Are there any rumors to you that, that you're just like, they probably made up those people?
There are there's one particular rumor that I've been inboxed, but because of the graphic and I
Okay.
yeah, I could tell you, yeah.
All right.
that's fine.
Has
If there's
anyone
any,
Just because
threatened you?
my
Yeah, oh, yeah,
grandkids get on YouTube.
right, right.
Yeah.
But there has been people that have been, trying to torment you or just to get you to get mad. Yeah, and see,
Yeah.
that shouldn't happen, and to me, that was a huge red flag. Why would people
They want me to
purposely
shut up.
do that? Yep, yep.
have you had any personal threats to you, like directly to you that you know of?
She can't really
No,
say
it's
much.
it's been more of sending the police to my house saying that my other daughter was suicidal, or tearing down my no trespassing sign, busting glass in my yard, things like that, and then the text messages all the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
And the text messages she doesn't wanna mention, it's just,
I understand.
they're just being rude and just trying to hurt her, hurt her feelings, hurt her mentally.
I absolutely understand. Again, I want the being that the grandchildren, well, more than likely do watch YouTube. I don't want they've been through enough. They don't need any more.
Definitely.
Now there's Miss Barbara. Welcome, Miss Barbara. Good to see you. Miss Barbara knows a lot about this type of thing, Sarah. She's been through this with her son as well, and we've covered
Yeah,
his case as
Barbara
well.
agreed to let me give her number so that they could talk because I knew that if anyone could understand her, it would be Barbara.
Yeah, they'd be great to hook together. Honest to God, they really would. Now I have a couple things here, and I want to check with you first, Sarah, just to make sure you're going to be okay. We have a couple articles, or not articles, but clips from news channels and stuff like that. We have a 911 call and stuff like that. Are you comfortable with those things being played or no?
Yeah, I've listened to that 911 call a million
Okay.
times to see if I can
Okay.
hear anything.
All right. I don't want to upset you any more than you already are. Obviously, I just want to make sure that these things are clear for you before I were to play this so that everybody else can hear this. And it's a news clip, like I said, out of Greensboro. So, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play this real quick. I'm sorry, Mark. What answer did you miss? This is upset. It's all horrible. I have a big problem with this friend of hers that was friends for 2 years, and when she gets in trouble with a situation, disappears. That's a big problem for me right there. I think that the police need to really, really, really interrogate that girl in a bad way and really get some answers. So
I mean, she's probably scared and couch hopping because she's got herself mixed up with a bunch of pimps, in my opinion, and she's fearing for her life because she knows what happened to Marissa.
that's
Just my
exactly.
2 cents on it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. If she does know something, this is where law enforcement needs to step up, give this girl some protection, get the answers out of her that they can, and move forward with this and go to the people that are causing this. I heard the word gang mentioned. That tells me a lot right there within itself. So I know how that
Right.
goes.
And it almost feels like a setup to me. It feels like these 3 had that night planned. One was to con her into going, get her to be there, then she could leave. Then the next person could be here while this one is in the store. And
Yeah,
that's really what it looks like to me.
absolutely. If that, especially if being that she talked her into not going to work that night, knowing that she was going to be
Mhm.
making, you
Right.
know,
And that she knows them. I mean,
yeah,
that's odd to me. That's not a coincidence.
no, not at all.
No.
All right, guys, I'm going to pull this clip in, and this says it has the 911 call in it, and that'll give you guys a little insight into that as well. And there she is again, a beautiful, beautiful young woman. Like I said, this is unbelievable that these things happen.
Yep. She's beautiful like her mama.
Absolutely, absolutely, and again, the mother of 5 beautiful babies, and this is what the horrifying side to this is, as these babies don't have their mother, and I just every day I see this stuff, and it drives me nuts. So. And again, throughout this, let me know if the audio is okay. If there's any questions throughout this that you need me to back up, forward anybody that wants to hear this, let me know. So let's see what we got.
Carmichael from Metro 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. I needed the contact to the non-emergency number.
It comes into the same center. I can try to help you while I have you on the phone, and I can give you the number
Okay,
for
yes.
future
I
use.
don't know where I am in Greensboro. I just got all my stuff throughout the car. He took off with my phone. I have no clue where I'm at. I have no numbers, nothing.
Are you at a business?
I am at a store, yes. I'm at a Synergy.
Are you at an Exxon?
Is
It
this
looks like you're at
Exxon?
801 East Market.
Okay, it's an Exxon, yes.
Okay, what's your name? Are you hurt and needed an ambulance?
No, I'm not. But I mean, like, he told me to come into the store and grab some shit and, like, took off on me. And I don't know where I'm at. I'm in the middle of Greensboro. He took my phone. I don't have my phone. Yes, back to my house.
All right, what are you wearing so officers can identify you
No,
when
he
they
took
get
my
there?
shit. You said what?
What are you wearing so officers can identify you when they get
You said what? What? He
when they
took
get
my
there?
shit.
Okay, so the background you can hear what I believe Miss Sarah was stating is where the I believe Sean asked her if she needed a ride home, and she's asking back, said yes, back to her house. So he's there, okay, as well.
Yeah.
Which this is a little
Yeah.
strange. Okay, so we have Jersey that she was in the car with that dumped her stuff and left her, and this guy's there at the gas station as well. This is what I was saying is a little off to me. Like Doodle said, a setup. So I'm going to go back to that and slow that down in case you guys didn't hear that.
All right, what are you wearing so officers can identify?
Yes, back to
Hold on, guys. I'm going to throw the caption up as well. It's really hard to hear him in the background. I can hear him, but it's hard to make out what he's saying.
He took my phone. I don't have my phone. Yes, back to my house.
All right, what are you wearing so officers can identify you?
No, he took my shit. You said what?
What are you wearing so officers can identify you when they get there?
I'm wearing some blue jeans and a white shirt with some yellow sneakers. That's not gonna help my problem though, ma'am. I'm stuck all the way in Greensboro and I don't know where I'm at.
Okay, you just
Now, how far away from home is this, Sarah?
29 minutes.
Okay, so that's a decent drive away. Got you.
They
told
have
me
an
you're at
echo
an
in chat.
Yeah, I
They
just
have
figured.
Oh,
I just sorry.
Yes, but in order for me to get back home, I don't have any of my contacts.
okay, I'm gonna send an officer out there to see if they can help you in any way.
Okay.
All right, they'll be there as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
wait, as soon as possible. 40 minutes is not as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Well, like Sarah said, they 10-22 to call and said we'll get it later, which means maybe they were a little busy. Fine, but when they did respond, it took them 2 minutes to respond. The response time was literally 2 minutes. That's ridiculous to me. Oh.
Has her phone been found, Sarah?
No, it has not.
Has
Have they
there been
even tried to ping it?
They did. The FBI did ping it off of a tower, and he said it would be like a 15-mile radius. So we've done
Where?
searches. but I would have to look up the address, but it's not far from the Exxon. But what I believe may have happened is when the detective questioned Jersey, he tried to say he left her phone at the Exxon, and they said, no, it's on video, you did not. And then so he admitted that he did throw it out at the location. So I believe he went back knowing exactly where he threw it out and got it before we were out there searching.
Okay. Now I have another news clip here. This is out of WXLV TV. And it's an interview you did, I believe, where it says that you revealed new information. Is this something you're okay with having played?
I did so many, I don't remember. So yeah, that's fine if it's been on national TV.
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure everybody gets to see every bit of this, and any little details that may have been dropped or left out, we can put out there. So, welcome, Mikey. Thank you for joining us tonight, buddy. All right, let's see what we got here.
Where is she? Where is she?
Marissa Carmichael, a mother of 5, disappeared almost 3 months ago.
I'm so scared for her. Is she cold? Is she hungry? Is she hurt? I know she's scared. Is she confused? Is she trying to think? She's like me. She's a thinker. She's a planner to get away.
Mother Sarah Carmichael believes her daughter was set up that cold morning in January.
Literally, something about it makes me sick to my stomach.
Carmichael went missing from an Exxon in Greensboro, North Carolina. After a night out in the city, Greensboro police mapped out this timeline of Carmichael's night. Carmichael went out to a club called 117 Lounge on January 13th, and then later went to an Airbnb for a 2 to 6 after party. After that, she was dropped off at the Exxon on East Market Street on Sunday morning. The person who took her to the Airbnb from the club is the same person who dropped her off at the Exxon. On a 911 call, Carmichael says that this person took everything from her and left.
I don't know where I'm at. I'm in the middle of Greensboro. He took my phone. I don't have my phone.
Officials say they received this call at 3:40 a.m., but no one was dispatched until 4:19 a.m. An officer got to the Exxon only 2 minutes after that, but Carmichael had vanished, with who police now say is a witness between those 40 minutes.
The timeline puts him with her well over 30 minutes.
Her mom has done some investigating herself.
Never been a snooper, but I can't just sit here and my brain will not stop. I can't not help my daughter as much as I can because of my health conditions. Getting out and physically looking is hard. But what I can do is investigate. And I have sent the detective a lot of good leads, and I know when he asked me questions back about what I sent him, and he's gonna follow up on that. It has. He said to me that it's the things that I send him are huge, and he doesn't get that from a lot. I can't just pass out flyers and just be done. I can't do that.
Now that you have an idea of the timeline, let's backtrack. The night that Carmichael went missing, she went out with her friend. That same friend left the club without Carmichael. She later went to sleep at Carmichael's house after an Uber dropped her off at 5:10 a.m.
I've asked her a lot of questions. She said that she had planned on leaving my daughter and going and spending some time with her boyfriend.
Sarah Carmichael told us that Carmichael didn't just call police that night. She also tried to call her younger sister Emma, and even called her dad. Her dad answered, and Carmichael asked to speak with the friend spending the night.
There she leaves my daughter. She has contact with my daughter. She knows my daughter needs a ride home. And then she comes back home, gets in my daughter's bed, and doesn't let anybody know anything is wrong. When it was, why didn't you wake me up when my daughter called you that morning needing help? She just said, oh, I was drunk.
Sarah Carmichael thinks that the friend set Carmichael up to be taken by the guy who took her to the Exxon and the second guy that she left with to later traffic her.
I believe a friend's job was to get her to Greensboro that night. She put a lot of effort to get Marissa to go, to just leave her. Guy.
That's the conclusion coming to at this point. That obviously it's a setup. There's pretty much no other way to look at this. That it's very possible that
Yeah. I agree, because I stayed up last night thinking of, how I play devil's advocate, and I try to
Of course.
think of both sides, and there's no logical explanation except for it being a setup, because everything went perfectly, way too perfect, if you ask me. And
Right.
Marissa had no idea what the heck was going on, and that's the hardest part, is Sarah doesn't know anything about if she's okay. And it's, as a mother, I can relate. I am just like, I can't. I can only imagine what she's going through, and she's got to be found. And never ever ever lose hope, Sarah. She very well could be okay.
Yeah.
You don't know. You
Very
just,
much so. That's the one main thing that we tell everyone is you have to keep hope no matter what. No matter what. I mean, nobody has
Yeah.
come to you stating that they have found anything. That's a very good sign. Okay. So there's a grand possibility, yes. So you got to keep your hope no matter what.
yes, please, because it'll keep you going. Until you know different, you stay on the positive side.
Yeah, and I don't know what made me, or what conclusion where I came to trafficking from. But I don't know, it just got in my head, and I thought this is a huge possibility.
Well, it's an epidemic. It's a bad thing. We deal with it every day. We see it in so many cases. So you're not anywhere near being close to far off from this. Okay.
And mother's
Exactly.
is
And
huge.
given what you said about Sean and how he operates and how he always has all this money and he's going from hotel to hotel, I don't think trafficking is a huge leap. And especially in that area, as close as y'all are to the interstates, trafficking
Yeah.
would be a very high likelihood, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes, and a boy was missing, that was missing for 3 years, was found yesterday, and that's 3 years. So
Right.
take all those little stories and
Oh,
keep that positivity.
Very much so.
oh wow.
So, yeah, it's a common daily thing now. It's very sad, but it really has become that. Welcome, Summer Thunder. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you very much. I'm going to go ahead and finish this clip up here, and then we'll move on.
One, I think, didn't take being turned down too well, and it was set up for Guthrie to be at the gas station where she was left without a phone, and Guthrie was just there waiting.
She thinks that Carmichael is being trafficked. Her family and friends search high and low every day.
Been looking in the woods, the pond, the creek, abandoned houses, and just like anything that's out of ordinary.
But search until we bring this baby on back home.
She still has hope that her daughter will walk through her doors and that she can get the help she needs for her family, and her kids.
I won't give up. That I just, in the past, I've always shared missing persons that I've seen, but I never understood everything that goes with this.
Okay, sorry. All right, so yeah, this is I'm leaning really hard towards this scenario. And okay, now the other side of this too is you know, I wonder if this is why this Sean was stalking her at the same time. If he had a plan the whole time, and if this is,
Yeah, and if he's motel to motel, what's he doing in these motels, and
This
why are there
is-
so many women?
yeah,
So
this is how this works. I mean, Arctic, you've talked about this. You've dealt with this so many times before and seen
Yeah.
this.
I do have a question, though. Why do you think, knowing that Sean was stalking Marissa, that she would feel comfortable getting in a car with him?
I think there was reports that there were a couple of men that were accidentally had something slipped in their drink that night that was supposed to have been for the girls they were with. And the amount of time that she was sitting in the car with Jersey at the Airbnb, I believe that because the sound of her on the 911 call, it's not her drunk. It's not her she smoked weed. It's unlike I've ever heard her before. And I
She
was also
sounds
told I haven't been able to see the video yet. At some point I will, but I was told that when she's coming out of the Exxon, she's kind of stumbling and tripping over herself. So I think that her inhibitions were down.
And she was
And
scared in a strange place. Maybe she thought, "Well, he didn't hurt
yeah,
me when he showed up at my work, so maybe he'll just give me a ride home." Maybe that
right.
was it too.
I
Well,
he likes
understand
to
that, but I mean, if I knew, I mean, granted, I think for sure she was drugged based on what you've said and
yeah,
based it on the recording that we heard.
you could
Uh,
tell with that for sure. Yeah, go
because
ahead.
if she had been sober, and that's why I asked about it, if she had been sober and she knew police were on the way, I don't believe she would have gotten into a car with him.
Right,
Unless
right,
he was
yeah.
forced.
right.
And he
I had
likes to go to 24-hour establishments. I've noticed Exxon's, Waffle Houses where she works, gyms, Sheets. I've noticed that from the club he goes straight to gas stations, or he'll come to the club when it's about to close and just kind of walk around and look around, and then leave. So
Like a
that's a good,
predator.
like, to catch women out and vulnerable.
follow these people to these different places, right? If they're, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense.
Now,
Um,
are they offering any type of reward for Marissa right now?
No, no.
of course not. No reward. Okay. Um, okay, let me check what else Doodle threw in here. Um, okay, so I have another clip that Doodlebug sent me that is also, it shows
It has been.
it's just talking about Marissa being missing, and it shows the gas station. Do you mind me playing that one as well?
No, that'll be fun.
Okay. This was when she was missing for 6 months. Um, I think this is Fox 8 WGHP put this out. Okay. It is, Barbara. Barbara, you know of all people, it absolutely is, and it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible.
6 months since Marissa Carmichael disappeared. The 25-year-old mother of 5 was last seen at a gas station in Greensboro. She was last heard from when she called 911 to report that her phone had been stolen and she was left at a gas station. When police got there to respond, she was gone, and there's been no trace of her since. Carmichael's family says it is out of character for her not to be in contact with them.
Oh, that was the type of store gas station that she was at. That went by really quick. I was hoping to
With them.
hold on.
For her not to.
That's the place there, guys. So the typical scenario, like you leave a bar, you leave a club, whatever it was, and then stop off at the gas station to get some things. Bing, bang, boom. It seems like this is, like, based on what Sarah just said, he does this regularly. And you got to wonder, that does kind of, I can understand why Sarah feels the way she does about the trafficking situation, if this is what this is. Okay. And the man having all sorts of money with no job, and there's no way to report that money or record that money. What are you doing? You know what I mean? So this makes sense. It does. It really does.
It really does. And just from my past work, I know that a mother's instinct matters as much as the evidence. I mean, you better
Absolutely.
follow it because these mamas know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do agree with that.
He has a $400 a month car payment with no job. So I mean, I've ripped apart his life, everything that I can possibly. Where his mom lives, his uncle lives.
So when did he come to this area? You say they're from Jersey, but when did he? Do you know when he came to this area and how long he's been here?
No, I don't know.
Okay. How long had he been kind of harassing Marissa before this all went down? Do you know that?
Her coworker said that he would come in to try to see if she was working or not, and it's been about 2 years.
Okay, and how do you know how they met? Did they meet? They met through that girl, that Janijah girl.
They didn't meet. Marissa never seen who was stalking her. She didn't know who it was.
Oh,
Oh, okay, which means she wouldn't know that was him in that gas station then.
that's
Yeah,
right. See,
Okay.
no.
that's where we were confused. So that makes perfect sense then. She
And the
did not.
fact that
Just
the
kind
other
of
women
watching her,
the
stalking
other
her
women
Facebook, and
yeah,
unfortunately, she had where she works on her page,
oh,
and
okay. Hmm. And the fact that those other women are afraid to even speak up for their own safety is a huge red flag too.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
absolutely. And the police can't seem to get. Uh, thank you, Doodle. The police can't seem to get anything with this gentleman, huh?
he's questioning him and re-questioning him, and he's working on some new things now that might take a bit. And when he says take a bit, from what I've learned this far of the process, warrants take a while to come back for certain things.
Right.
So I'm hanging on to whatever information he'll give me, a little piece, but it's he has to, keep quiet about what he's doing.
Of course, of
So I
course.
can't.
And I've seen it in other cases too. They may know more than what they're telling you, but they may be trying to build a case against someone. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
I believe he does know more than what he's saying. He's just
Absolutely.
telling me to keep hope, and that I'm doing a great job at doing whatever I can, resources and outlets that I can find to nonprofits and things like that.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Um, so this photograph is Marissa. I'm guessing the last time she was seen was in the gas
Mhm.
station that night. There's her purse there on the counter, I believe.
Has
Yeah.
Um,
her purse always been torn? That handle looks
Ye-
torn.
Yeah, her two daughters were fighting to
Okay.
get in her purse, and they ripped
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay. I've had that happen before.
But she really liked it, so she was just gonna use it till it was wore out.
Heck yeah, those are expensive.
yeah, they
Yeah.
really are. And well, first off, I'm gonna say right here, she doesn't look happy. She's got her arms crossed. She looks guarded there in that picture.
And she
Um,
didn't look like for her to go out to a club. You can tell she probably really didn't have intentions to go to the club just by wearing the
No,
t-shirt, you know?
that's not. Yeah, that's not what she usually wore to go out to a club.
that goes right in play with the whole setup situation. I agree.
Yep, I think so. I really do.
That makes perfect sense. Thank you, Doodle, for that picture
Yeah, she
again.
didn't even put her lashes. She didn't even put her lashes on. So
Yeah, I mean, she seems like a very well kept young lady, and
Yeah,
I know what these girls look like when they go out. They ain't like this. She
right.
looks like she was going to work,
Yep.
basically, right? So that makes sense right there. So this was a last minute thing set up, and I gotta wonder if Janijah possibly got anything out of this as well, if this is what happened. Either that or is she involved completely in this? Who knows? You know what I mean? The 2 year friendship they had. How did those two meet? Do you know that, Sarah?
they met through going to the same club together.
Okay. Okay.
You
So
know,
oh,
if
I'd be
her friend
willing. I'd be willing to bet that Janajah got something out of it. It's
Right.
all too convenient that she doesn't say, "Hey, Marissa needs help." That she leaves as soon as Marissa goes missing, and then doesn't even bother to try to help look for her friend of 2 years who, you know, she had
right,
been living at her house. I mean,
or even try
Marissa
to
got her.
contact Sarah. I mean, why wouldn't
Marissa
she
got her a
contact
job. Marissa would help her get her son an Easter basket when she wasn't able to. And Marissa was starting to feel that she was too clingy. She would go through Marissa's phone and things like that. Marissa was starting to feel like it was a bit much and kind of was pulling away a little bit.
mm, hmm.
So I wonder if the friend has came across any money lately. Have you noticed any kind of extravagant things that she has?
I don't see her. As far as I heard, she was in Greensboro, staying from place to place.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah,
See,
I mean,
Alicia, that was where I was going. I think that it may have been, hey, we'll let you go if you can find us someone to take your place. That could very well have been how that played out.
it's
Could be.
very
Very
possible.
well could be.
Or handed her a couple $1,000s and said, "Here, you help us do this. This is yours." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Say
that
something. We're gonna get you if you do say something.
yeah, of course. And so now that's the fact that she left her belongings behind and moved out after 2 years. That makes no sense to me.
Are any of
People,
these people cooperating with police? I mean, has any of them not cooperated, right?
No, they have been very cooperative.
Okay.
Sean actually handed his phone over, but of course, I found out that was a text now number, and I was able to get his real phone number and
Okay.
suggest to the detective that he has more than one phone. You might want
Right.
to look into that.
of course.
Definitely. And why would he have to have a burner?
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he's in some drug dealing too. I've found that out as well. So that's how he gets his money. Women
Right.
and drugs, I believe.
Okay.
Well, they all probably go hand in hand, honestly. So yeah, I agree with you on that one. Welcome, Kels and Stormy. Thank you guys all so very much for joining us tonight for this. It's very important.
And this is another reason to keep your hope, because if he deals, then he may just have her drugged at the moment. You know,
Yeah,
just looking at anything positive you can find for that second, take it. I would.
yeah. That's what I
And
hold hope to.
and also the fact that the detective said he's got some things he's working on that's going to take some time pulling warrants for. That's another reason to hope too. You never know. She could be home before you know it, and just don't give up. That's all we're asking you. That's what we tell everybody, because like Doodle said, these things, they change from day to day, and we do see a lot of positive results from these things too. So
I mean, we've seen kids found after several years that were literally living a block away from where they were abducted from. So
Yeah,
it
like
does
that
happen.
70-year-old man that was found, that he was abducted when he was 6 years old, and he was found safe, just came forward and was like, "Hey, I'm this guy." That's
right,
amazing to me.
Yeah. There's always
absolutely,
hope.
absolutely.
Always, always.
Was there anything else that you wanted to add to this, Miss Sarah? To any other details or anything at all whatsoever?
No, just that, sometimes people forget this is a human, this is a person.
Right.
And um that she's just a strong woman, and she's nurturing, and she's so giving and caring. And if somebody sees any or knows, just make an anonymous call. Just that's it. It could really mean the world just to make one anonymous call, throw the phone away, get a burner phone, whatever, use somebody else's phone, write a note and take it to the police. I don't care. Just make something happen.
Yeah,
Not for
absolutely.
me,
Yes.
not for her kids.
That's the big thing too. Yeah. Just again, guys, she has 5 babies at home that need their mother. So if every bit of it.
Yeah, I sent you the flyer again so that you could show it again.
Absolutely.
Great minds think alike. I just sent him one.
Oh,
I got it from both of you.
well, looky there.
That's awesome. You guys are great. 'Tis what we do. All right, guys, let me throw this up here one more time. This is the one that I ran. Was it 3 days ago, Doodle, or 2 days ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 days ago.
Right. Oop, Arctic fell out of the window. All right, there we go. So again, here she is, guys, Miss Marissa Carmichael. This is out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Last seen January 14th of this year. She's 25 years old, 5'4", 260 pounds. Again, states like that place I showed you was last seen at the Exxon gas station in Greensboro at 3:46 a.m. January 14th of 2024, getting into the car of a known individual. She does not have a phone, access to social media, or any contact information for her family or friends. Prior to getting into the car, she called the police to report that someone had taken her belongings and left her at the store. Her family is extremely concerned for her well-being. And again, anyone that knows even the slightest thing, even if you think it's not something that would be important, it very well could be. You have no idea.
Yeah.
Please contact Greensboro Police Department at 336-373-2222. Please, like I said, if you the tip that you think is the one that's unimportant is probably the one that is. So no matter
Yes,
what it is,
if you don't want to tell the police, Sarah's not hard to find. She's on
no,
Facebook. Send her a message. Say, hey, I don't want anybody to know, and she'll keep your secret. She'll go ahead and pass the information.
absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'm gotten good at keeping my mouth closed these days when certain things aren't supposed to get out.
Oh, that's sad, but it's a good thing, but it's sad. It is.
They
Yeah.
haven't found the glue strong enough to keep mine shut yet.
I
Oh
don't
God.
think so either. That's all right. We like when you run your mouth.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I think one thing I've learned in all my time is that pimps respond to money. So if you'd like, I'll put 3,000 of my own cash up as a reward for Marissa to come home.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Because Crime Stoppers hasn't responded to my request.
We'll figure it out, Sarah. We will figure it out. That's what we're all here for.
And please know you're not alone. I know you feel alone, but you're not. You can reach out to me day and night. Like I told you before, if you need to cuss me, you need to cry, you just want to talk, you want to sing, I don't care. Do it. Call me. I'll answer every time.
And you can get to any one of us for that matter. And this is what we do. This is why we're here. There's a lot of amazing people out here that Arctic is one of them. He just did what he did there.
Yeah.
He's helped a lot of people. Our Doodle and I, Duchess is another one. Mina Monsters is another one. This is what we do. And this is all we want to do. So, you're not alone by any means whatsoever. By any means. I like Doodle asked me about this the other day, and I told her absolutely. Even if I'm doing something else, I will drop what I'm doing to make something like this happen. So,
12 he'll put up 250.
12 gauges said he'd put up 250. So let me see. I guess what I could do is I can't until the end of the month, but I can throw in. I can make that even and make it another total of 300. So,
yeah.
Actually, you know what?
This is an amazing community. It really is.
No, I think I'll throw in another 100. So we'll take. It's not a lot, but it'll definitely help. But that'll be the end of the month. I can do that.
It means a lot.
No, Kels, this is the girl on screen, Miss Marissa Carmichael, that is missing. This is her mother we're talking to here. This is her mom. Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I see what you're saying now. So we'll put that together. What did you say, Arctic? 3,000?
3,000. And Marissa, you're friends with me on Facebook. So if she is found and I need to offer that reward to whoever finds her, reach out to me and I will cash app you that money on the spot.
Yeah, we'll put it together. So $3,350 we'll have. And like I said, let us know any way, shape, or form. And if there's anything that you can add to this, I know that you have to keep certain things close to the chest with this. I get that 100%, and I would never want you to put anything out. Anything new pops up that you can give us, please let us know. We always do updates on this kind of stuff when we need to, specifically to keep the public informed as to what's going on. So
okay,
absolutely, and I'll make sure Doodle, I'll make sure that Doodle has gives you my contact information as well. Okay.
Okay.
You can have everybody my phone number, my address, or my email address, and all that kind of stuff. You can reach out to me any time of day or night that you need to.
Okay.
And then everybody in here that's in here watching will share all of this out via all of their social media accounts, as well as they always do within this community, and that will spread the word like wildfire as well. And
And I'm
hopefully,
sure that Mind of Monsters will pick this up too. I'm sure she will. If you want to go on panel with her, I'm sure she will. She always speaks of it, giving
Oh,
everyone a
absolutely. And I know Southern Gal True Crime would do it too.
Yep,
yes, you
yep.
would.
So
Yes, you would.
I'll email them or Arctic can since he knows them,
Yeah,
personally, and I bet they would pick this up too.
yeah, I will take every opportunity. I won't turn down no opportunity I don't want nobody to forget and just forget about her
No,
and not
we
look
won't let
for
that
her.
happen.
Thank you.
Her poster is going to be posted in my video playlist as well as my community page, as well as it is with Doodlebugs and Arctics already. So yeah, it's going to be, we're going to keep it out there. And like I said, anything whatsoever that you need from any of us, feel free to reach out. Doodlebug already, I believe, hooked you up with Miss Barbara and that
Yep,
group
we
over
did.
there. And they're very good people. They'll help you to stand strong when you feel like you may not be able to. I'm telling you right now, they're amazing people.
Yep, they are. Barbara is an angel. She is.
I've got her number. I just have to kind of emotionally prepare to,
Absolutely.
when I
Absolutely.
talk,
And
You
you know
do
what?
it.
And
With her,
Miss Barbara is going to be starting her own channel, and I'm sure she would give you some coverage on her channel when she
oh
gets it
yeah,
going.
you bet.
Guaranteed. And there's a few other creators that are in here, Sarah, that do the same thing. That there's smaller channels that are just starting up, that will absolutely do it. 12 Gauge, I'm sure, would put it out on his channel as well. And so yeah, you're 100% backed up on this, and you're not alone. There's many of people that are going to be putting this information out there for you.
thank you.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
you
I've been brainstorming lately, just thinking, what do I do next? What do I do now? And it's reaching as more people getting to hear her story. Maybe somebody didn't know. Um, now they'll know.
Absolutely. And you're always welcome to stop by here for any of the other stuff that we cover. If you're ever not doing anything, or you're just bored, or you just feel like you want to be around some other people, my door's always open, always. So feel free to pop in here anytime.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Stitches just said she just shared with another creator that has 60,000 followers at that point. See that? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We will definitely make noise with this for sure. Thank you, Stitches, so very much.
That's awesome. I will
There's mom right there.
There you
Hold
go.
hold on a minute here. Give me one moment.
Dago, I'm going to go ahead. I'll be in chat so mom can pop up if she wants to pop up here and take my place, and I'll be in chat watching chat. And Sarah, my offer will always stand. If you need me anytime, just call me.
Thank you.
Oh, no thanks needed.
All right.
Thanks for getting on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said, she produced this for us for tonight. She called me the other day and said, "Could I borrow you around 4 o'clock on Wednesday?" I said, "You absolutely can." And here we are. So I just sent Mom. I just put a link in Discord for you if you want to jump up here for this real quick. That is the flyer that Arctic sent me, which is a lot more colorful, and it gives some details there. Phone numbers. This was the one from Duchess when they did Duchess. Welcome back, buddy. Fell out the window again.
I'm telling you, this phone's about to drive me insane. Anyway, I just messaged Southern Gal True Crime, and I'm sure she'll be reaching out to you. So.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Mom said she's going to pop up here real quick, too. And like I said, she'll put this out as well if she already hasn't. Yeah, and if you would, Brandy, go ahead and do that and put it together a TikTok for her. Whether we be with the poster or any of the other information, put it out there too. Just put it on another platform to get more eyes on it for sure.
I just had some TikToks from Marissa made, and I just joined TikTok. I've never did it before, so I'm learning as another platform to get her out there.
Right. Well, we run that platform with this platform as well as Facebook, and we put all kind of cross post things on these different platforms. That way people can see it all over the place. So Brandy is she's the producer for the TikTok channel. She runs everything over there with that. So she's going to put together a missing thing for her and put it over there too as well. So
Right.
welcome T2014. Thank you. Oh, you're fine. Thank you so much for joining us. And Miss Taylor has a channel as well. I'm sure that she will post it on her channel. Actually, she just said that. Can I post this on my channel? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I told you that a lot of
people ask. I don't know why people ask, can I post this? Obviously, we want as many people sharing this as possible.
Absolutely. Yes. Miss Taylor, please do. And any other creators in here that want to, please do. Please put it out. We appreciate that so very much. The more eyes that see this, the better exposure it gets. And you never know. There could be one person within any one of these communities that looks at this and goes, wait a minute. I saw her the other day or whatever. And that will make all the world in the difference, or all the difference in the world. See, I caught that.
Yeah.
That was good. Arctic Brandy, want to know if you could DM her the flower or the flyer?
I'm doing that right now.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Taylor, if you want, you can screenshot that one, or I can just send it to you either way. Or I'll just send it to you, Taylor. Don't worry about it, unless you want something else. Yeah, and that's another thing. Anybody that's in that area, guys, not to jump off subject, but anybody that's in the area that's having these horrible storms, please, please stay safe. I saw some of it kicked up already. You were right on point with that today, Arctic. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara is involved in many Facebook groups and other groups as well, Sarah, and she'll post that throughout all her groups as well. So, like I said, this is going to be everywhere. I have a link for the one flyer, SRB. Where did it go? Let me see here. Give me 1 second, Miss Sarah. Just bear with me. Where did she go? There's Taylor. Taylor, I dropped the flyer for you and SRB. I'm going to give you the link as well. All right. Where did it go? There she is. And I'm also going to give this to Miss Sherry because Miss Sherry has a channel as well. She will for sure post it. Kaboom. All right, there we go. And there's Mom. Welcome, Miss Mom. How are you tonight?
Hello.
How have you been?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm okay. Was she asking you?
Sorry,
Can
I'm
y'all
sorry.
hear me? I'm out.
Yeah, I hear you now. There we go. Thank you for joining. How are you? Thank you for being here, and I hope you're doing well. And Miss Sarah said hello.
Hi, Miss Sarah. I actually was in Duchess's live the night that you were speaking about your daughter, so you're in good hands with our community, and there's some great people over here that are more than willing to help and get her face and name out there. And I apologize for my dog, y'all. I just got off and they're outside.
It's all right. It's all right. So you know all about this. Good stuff. Okay, good deal. I just dropped the flyer to multiple different people.
I actually just dropped it in the Discord in the Sauce chat and tagged everyone, so if anyone wants it, they can have it.
Okay, good deal. Thank you. Appreciate that, bud. And then also Miss Sherry said that she's gonna make flyers herself because she lives in South Carolina. So I dropped her the main one. She can take those and do what she's got to do out that way. So that'll work. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. This is what I like about this is why I say there's many people in this community, Sarah, that will just come together and do what we have to do to make something happen with this. It's just the way it works. So it's an amazing community of people all the way around. So hopefully fingers crossed, and prayers up that this will make a difference as well. So,
Yeah.
was there anything that you could add to this, Mom, at all? I don't know what all you heard, but
It's been a while since I heard the case that she went missing and there was a friend involved, right? That had some of her stuff. Am I on the right memory
kind of.
train?
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
still haven't heard any kind of updates or anything, Sarah?
No, no updates. Other than in April, her ID was found by a mail carrier. Other than that, nothing else. And then when I asked the
And I can't
detective,
remember,
is
was
there any
she caught
update,
on it?
the detective will let me know that he is working on this thing or that thing. So that does give me hope that he is still actively, digging his nails into this case.
That's
That's
great
good.
that you have a detective that's willing to
Yeah,
work with you and communicate you. Sadly, in so many of these cases, we see the family and the parents and the aunts that have to become their own detectives. So that's definitely a blessing.
I've got faith in him, but for my own sanity, I have to do my own. I've
ab-
helped get him on the right track and where he's at.
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
absolutely. Nobody knows your daughter better than you do. So being proactive and being a voice for her, I mean, I get it. I completely understand where you're coming from a personal level. So
Mm,
as a mom, you have to keep pushing and do what you can do because it's your child and you don't want to put that fully in somebody else's hands that you don't know, where this is someone that is
Absolutely.
your child.
absolutely.
Absolutely. And this flyer that's up on your screen is the one that Duchess made for Marissa. And I'm sure Mom will do a new flyer if you could to reflect the $3,500 reward that all of us came together as a community to offer.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to.
Bingo. Good stuff. Yeah, we as we were sitting here, Arctic put up 3,000 towards a reward, and me and 12 gauge and I make somebody else come together with a little bit more for it. So there's $3,500 put up for reward for any information. So hopefully that helps. I really hope it helps.
Well, I want to stipulate my 3,000 is on the condition that Marissa is found alive.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That is absolute for I think all of us. Absolute. I think when you said what you said, 12 gauge came right behind you and matched for the same stipulations as so do I. So yeah, that is the absolution. So, and hopefully that is what the deal is going to be, because I truly feel that it is a huge possibility, considering the circumstances and the things we've seen recently, that will be, the end result for this possibly. So, but again, we're all going to tell you, Sarah, just to keep the faith, stay strong, stay positive. And don't let any of this other negativity that's being thrown at you get you down. Just ignore it, brush it off the best you can. I know it's hard, but
Yeah.
and know that you're
They try to get me off focus, and I won't let them get me off focus anymore.
right. Yes, absolutely. And now you have a lot of people behind you, supporting you all through this whole thing. So, and any one of us at any time, like Doodle said, you can reach out at any time for any reason. If anything were to change, um, please let somebody know with the info you can put out. We know that you can't put everything out.
Yeah.
And God bless the detective that's working with you. As long as he's doing what he's doing, that's amazing. That's awesome to hear. Because, like Mom said, a lot of these families don't have law enforcement officials that do that with them. They don't get the answers. They don't get the interaction. It's a very sad situation. So,
Yeah. He's great. He'll sometimes message me and ask me, do I have anything new for him to look at? And sometimes 3 or 4 in the morning, I will send him screenshots or something that snapped in my brain, and I thought, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense with this, or those sleepless nights.
yeah.
I'm working on things.
And he treats you like a human, huh?
Yeah,
See, that's
yeah, and he's told me to have faith, that he has faith, and not to give up, and um, how I've gotten her so widespread known, it is, yeah, something he hadn't seen in a while.
Well, YouTube, believe it or not, a lot of people try to say that we're not, but we are a very good resource when it comes to stuff like this. And there's a lot of really good
Yeah.
people out here that truly do care. Um, it's amazing to see. I'm glad that he is being that way with you, because it's true. I've covered cases, Arctic's covered cases, and Mom's covered cases that don't do that at all. There's no communication whatsoever. So you're in a very good situation with that gentleman right there. So I got to give him that for sure. It is absolutely awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So, was there anything else that you had, Miss Sarah, that you wanted to add before we ended this?
No, just thank you so much for letting me come on and just keep pushing her
Absolutely.
name and story out to
Yeah.
as many people as possible, and any
Yes.
other outlets that want me to come on for them and tell her story. I will do everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Arctic, Mom, anything else?
Just keep the faith. Like I said, we've seen several come home after several years, and if she was trafficked, I don't think they would harm her. I mean,
No.
obviously the trauma and everything, but as far as physically, they're going to want to keep her around if she's making them money. So
Of course. Of course. Yeah, I can't even think of a good way to put this, but you don't destroy what's filling your pockets. That's a fact. So yeah, that's a good positive outlook, towards
Yeah.
this. So thank you again, very, very much, Sarah, for taking your time to do this. I know sometimes this stuff gets hard to talk about and to look at and to think about, but you're doing the right thing in every aspect. You really are.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, God bless. We're always thinking about you, and we'll continue to put the name out there as often as we can, and share it through all of our social media platforms, and pray and hope that something happens soon.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. And again, I want to stress, at any time you need to, you can reach out to any one of us at any time. Doesn't matter what day or night.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you again.
You too.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Wow. Another one again. So, any thoughts, Arctic, at all, specifically with this one, other than what we've talked about?
I mean, that's pretty much what it boils down to, in my opinion. She was trafficked. They drugged her at the club, and it was conspiracy between Jersey, this Sean, and this girl that had been living with her. And I think that the girl, because Marissa didn't even want to go to the club, she talked her into it, and then she goes and says, "Oh, I can't stay. I got to go meet with my boyfriend." That's just all too convenient for me. And then the fact that she moves out and everything, the day that Marissa goes missing and leaves all her shit behind, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just not buying that she's not involved in this.
I agree. I do. Yeah, I've never heard something that was as cut and dry as that either. Like, that's basically drawing a picture and going, "Here's what happened." You know what? You know what I mean? It's pretty sad, but that's what it looks like. It's sad. I agree. A lot of people are feeling the same way, that her friends set her up, and yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. So hopefully this makes a difference, and again, we can continue to push this and share this in all these other communities and platforms for sure.
I mean, I am glad that, unlike in so many of these cases, it does seem like they are at least trying to work with Marissa's mom. So,
Yeah, that was really kind of, I haven't heard that in a long time, to be honest with you, of any law enforcement agency doing those types of things. So that's an amazing feat that's been overcome in that sense. I guess they're not all like this case, but still, there still seems to be a few things that were where a ball was dropped at some point, especially with the response from the law enforcement agency that night, that morning. That's a problem for me.
yeah, a 40-minute response time before they even dispatch an officer is uncalled for under any circumstances.
Well, when she said that they 1022'd it, as she called it, and they put it off as a later,
Yeah.
like we'll get to it later. That's not how this works. because you don't know. Every call could be something like that. They don't know that. And if they would have done what they were supposed to do, being that they had a two-minute response time, she could still be sitting here with us. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. Do you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. So I appreciate you jumping up here, Arctic Doodle, as well. And Mom, it's great to see you. I was wondering if you were doing okay. I hadn't heard from you in a while. Thank you for joining us as well.
Yep. My pleasure. I'm glad you asked me to come up. I just happened to log on and saw you live.
Always, always, always.
And I might forget a name or cross a detail, but I never forget a face once I've seen it on a flyer.
I knew that I figured you were I knew Duchess had this. I figured you were probably involved in there somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a good circle of us creators that work hand in hand, and we're pretty good with each other, despite what you may hear on YouTube.
Right.
Very true. Very true. Yeah,
well, I just want to say something because we do need to lighten the mood a little bit. So, did you all hear Bill Gates is getting into big pharma?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, apparently the divorce from his wife hit him super, super bad. So he said, I'm going to create a pill that way this doesn't happen to anyone else. It's going to go head on with Viagra, and he's starting a new branch calling it Microhard to create the pill.
Not Microhard.
Oh, good God. Oh my God. That's a good one. That's new. Interesting. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That was hilarious, dude. He's just come out of nowhere too. Yeah, we definitely needed to lighten the mood. That was great. Thank you, sir. Wait, what? Fredericktown, Missouri battery plant is on fire and they're trying to evacuate nearby houses and businesses. What the hell?
That's crazy.
No way.
I'm sure they'll say that the factory unalived itself. That'll be the investigation.
Yeah. Yep, that is probably what it's going to say. Let me see if I can find anything on it real quick. That's crazy. Because I'm thinking that's probably pretty toxic if that's what I think it is. Oh shit. There it is.
We are following.
Here we are, folks. Thank you, Doodle. Another toxic fire. Surprise.
Breaking news as we go on the air for emergency crews on the scene of a massive plant fire in Fredericktown, Missouri. This is a picture from a viewer of what's been going on just 90 miles from St. Louis. Thanks for being here. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. We should point out that this all happened within just the past couple of hours. Fredericktown is about 90 miles south of St. Louis, and we have crews headed to that scene. Let's tell you what we know right now. Crews responded to the fire at a company called Critical Mineral Recovery. That's on Highway 00. Right now, we don't know if anyone is hurt.
The plant recycles lithium-ion battery materials that come in from around the world. We're told people north of Village Creek Road at County Road 217 have been asked to evacuate. We have had no additional information about that. Madison County Sheriff has been telling people in the area, if you smell smoke, leave your home. That's the instructions people have been given. Fredericktown R1 School District says students at all campuses will stay indoors for the time being. Parents were allowed to pick up their students early. I just talked with an administrator there who said there was no need to evacuate because apparently while some schools were within the 1 mile evacuation area, the wind was being blown away from the schools. The wind was blowing the smoke away from the schools. And so schools were actually a safe place for students to shelter in place. Most of the school buses have left for right now. They took safe routes home, and no students at any point were in danger. Police say Highway 00 will be closed for the foreseeable future. That's from Burris to the bypass.
Of course, this is a very developing situation. We're all over it. Again, we have crews headed to the scene. You mentioned that smoke earlier. I'm told that the wind is a big factor there. People can see and smell that smoke, and it's really being blown in different directions.
It is. And we know that the community center, community counseling center, has shut down for the day due to the emergency there. Again, this is in Fredericktown. We had hoped to bring you a report with an online reporter from Park Hills who was telling us that this plant is about the size of 4 football fields. Wow. And it sits down a very narrow road, which we might imagine would be kind of challenging for the first responders, the fire trucks, and all of the other emergency equipment trying to access that area. We have not had any word on injuries at the plant or around the area. We are waiting to get much more information on this. Information's been very slow coming in. Again, speaking with the school administrator down in Fredericktown, she said all students were very calm, that the school staff was able to tell students that they needed to stay in place and would be taken home on safe routes. So we've really had no other information about any kind of injuries or risk to the public other than that evacuation zone.
Here's what we want you to do. Stay with us on air and online, ksdk.com. The latest details as soon as it develops. And remember, updates also available on that 5 Plus app.
Well, you're a damn mess. Swear to God. That's a pretty good sized fire, folks. Let's see. Is that the same one? It might be. Hold on.
We interrupt this program for a 5 on Your Side special report.
Good afternoon. I'm Kay Quinn in the KSDK studio, interrupting your usual programming for breaking news out of Fredericktown, Missouri. Firefighters and emergency crews are on the scene of a massive plant fire and reported explosion. We're told people north of Village Creek Road at County Road 217 are now being asked to evacuate. The Madison County Sheriff says if you live in this area and you smell smoke, it is time to leave your home. Here's what we know right now. There are several reports of explosions at Critical Mineral Recovery. That's on Highway 00. It's too early to know if anyone's been injured. A reporter with the online Park Hills Journal tells us the plant is only accessed by a narrow road. It's about 225,000 square feet. That's about the size of 4 football fields. This plant recycles lithium-ion battery materials that come in from around the world.
That's going to be toxic as hell, folks. Yeah, that's not going to be good at all. They need to get as many people away from that. This is the same shit that we were talking about from Palestine and the Georgia fire. It's different chemicals, still just as dangerous, folks.
Well, and you know, with all those chemicals and stuff, that water supply is going to end up contaminated from it too.
100%. Like I said, people look at these clouds and say it's up in the air. It's up in the air. It ends up on the ground, folks. It ends up in the wells. It ends up in the creeks, every which way. Everything that goes up always comes down in one form or another. God forbid it starts raining, because it's all over then. Is it really windy in Missouri right now, Doodle or Barbara? Do you guys know? It is really bad right now in Ohio. So, and that's the other thing, is that cloud will travel from state to state to state based on the wind. You know what I mean? So don't forget that either. Once again, another situation. Yeah, Doodle's saying it's really windy. Well, you be careful too, Doodle. I don't know how close you and Barbara and James and Marion are to Fredericktown, but it's in the sky and it's close. So please be careful. Very careful. Brand new plant burning down. I don't even know anymore. These fires are happening way too often to me. Aren't they supposed to get tornadoes tonight? Doodle says they're in the safe zone. Yeah. Is there a safe zone, truly, Doodle? Barbara says that there's already an article about Fredericktown having a bunch of lead and the water and the dirt. I've heard about that already too. Yeah. What else is new? Jesus.
says students at all campuses will stay indoors for the time being. Parents are allowed to pick up their students early. The administration saying there's no need for schools to evacuate, and school buses are taking safe routes home. Police say Highway 00 will be closed for the foreseeable future. This is from Burris to the bypass, so do not use that area. Again, this is breaking news out of Fredericktown, Missouri, where emergency crews and firefighters are on the scene of a massive plant fire and explosion. Critical Mineral Recovery is the location. It is a very large plant that recycles lithium-ion batteries, and this is having a major ripple effect all throughout the community. We now know Community Counseling Center says its Fredericktown location will be closed for the rest of the afternoon due to the evacuation there. Again, the evacuation basically happening north of Village Creek Road at County 217. And if you smell smoke, you are asked to go and leave that area immediately. This is in Fredericktown, Highway 00, and we will have much more on this story coming up on 5 on Your Side at 4, anytime on ksdk.com, and of course on the 5 Plus app. We return you now to your regular programming.
This has been a 5 on Your Side.
God, if it's not one thing, it's something else. That's so crazy. And tornado warnings for tonight. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, the wind has been really bad around here too. I don't see anything else on here about that. But we do have this.
What we would normally have.
Jesus criminy. Everybody needs to be safe in every which way, shape, or form, folks.
But if you're one of the 30,000 strong, the core people that are here during the Y'allbot portion of the stream, then you probably are pretty, you're probably a weather weenie. You're probably a little bit of a nerd, So I guess that you guys do know. But if you don't, I would love to go over it here in just a moment. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey, Ryan. We did just get a new tornado watch. I'm only bringing it up because last time we saw that weird delay. So I figured while we have some downtime here, that's an important thing to take a look at.
Thank you, Riley. Just pulled it up. A few tornadoes likely. This one goes out until 10 p.m. Central. Scattered wind gusts up to 80 miles.
So Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma are all under these tornado warnings and storm warnings, right? You're having these things down there too, Arctic?
Right now, we're not under any advisory. They said that ours is not expected to come in until after midnight, but I know that Tulsa has been put under at least a watch. That may have been upgraded to a warning, and I'm not sure what's going on in Missouri right now.
Doodle just said that they're under tornado warnings too. That's all they need with that in Fredericktown. That's the worst possible scenario. Jesus. Yeah, prayers for everybody that's in the path of any of this.
Miles per hour. Isolated hail.
Jesus. So it's always something. Always something.
It is. I mean, we had a bad situation earlier. I mean, for years, I tried to get my mother to play PlayStation with us when we were kids, and I reintroduced it to her because she's old and she needs something to occupy her time, and she wasn't having none of it until she realized that every time she gets a Tetris, the controllers vibrate. Well, now we can't get her off the damn thing.
No comment.
It's those good DualShock ones too. You got to get, not the cheap ones. You got to get the brand name ones. They got the real good vibration on it.
Yeah, they'll vibrate
Or
itself.
walk off the table.
It vibrates right down to the store. 100%. So, good Lord Almighty, sir. What's new, Mom? Anything new going on with you?
Not really anything new. Just work sucks. Life goes on.
Of course. Same old stuff.
Starting barn fires on Twitter. It's just normal shit.
None of that's changed, right? Okay.
No, nothing's changed.
Gotta love it. Absolutely.
What y'all been doing over here on the morning show?
Just the morning show. You got a free membership today.
Oh, thank you, whoever gave me that.
I can't remember. I think it was Phil. I think it was Phil.
Oh, thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that, buddy. Taylor says that she's under tornado warning. I'm surprised
Yeah, I
we're not.
knew Oklahoma was, Taylor. Like I said, I hope it doesn't come in until after midnight. If it comes sooner, though, you'll know, because if we actually get tornadoes and hail, I'll be out there on the front porch live streaming it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm surprised we're not getting them because it's really warm here today. Like, really warm, and it's windier than hell. So I'm just waiting. Since all you guys are getting them, what the hell? Ohio doesn't like to stay left out, so who knows? We'll see what happens. Ours will probably come in at night when surprise everybody. Thanks again, Mikey. Oh, Lord. Well, guys, I think that's probably going to do it for this show for tonight. We're getting storms tomorrow. Thank you. That's good to know. Good to know. Well, we won't be left out then. That's awesome. Very much awesome. So again, everybody, please be sure to share out Marissa's information throughout your social media accounts. SRB's in Ohio too, Stormy. She's just in the other end of Ohio. Charging. Oh my goodness, look at this. Miss Sherry, happy day anniversary to you. Been here for 23 months. One more month, it's 2 years. I knew it was coming up. That's awesome, Miss Sherry. Congratulations and thank you for being part of this family and this community. We appreciate you so very, very much. Congratulations. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you very much, sir. But again, if everybody would please share the information out about Miss Marissa throughout all your social media accounts, I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, that's the best thing we can do at this point. Share the flyer and the information out. And if you have any questions about it, you can reach out to any one of us and we can probably give you your answers for sure. Anything to add, Mr. Arctic or Mom?
Nope, I'm going to have to go get me a new phone because my charge port is looser than Bullhorn Betty on this one and my charger won't stay in.
That's pretty loose, bro. Pretty loose. I got to ask
This
you.
definitely calls for a new phone.
Right, yeah. That's the exact reason right there. I got to ask you. Did these just like drop out of your mind out of nowhere? Does this like take some build up or is it just there?
They're there. I mean, like I said, I used to do stand-up comedy full time. I still go and do it sometimes on the weekends. Every once in a blue moon, I'll go and do a show. So yeah, I mean, it never leaves you.
It's just there. I love it. That's why they're so quick. Out of nowhere. We could be talking about the most serious thing and out of nowhere, boom. And everybody just goes, what the hell did he just say? I love it. It's hilarious. So
if you don't laugh, you'll be crying. So
that is a fact.
Facts.
That is a fact. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna jump. Monahari said I had food in my mouth. Thought I was gonna come out my nose. Well, don't do that. That you might have to call 911 or something for that one. The art of craftiness. Yes. Good point. All right, guys. So that's gonna do it. I'm gonna have to run and do some things I got to do. Thank you guys for joining us for this tonight. I do appreciate it very much. I fell right online for 2 hours. That was perfect. Thank you again, Miss Barbara, for sharing that out. All of you as well. Thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you guys in the morning for the morning show. And then hopefully we'll be in here tomorrow afternoon to do our Delphi coverage and get that caught up. Fingers crossed, everybody. And get this thing rolling the way it's supposed to be. So thank you guys again, Arctic and Mom. Thank you for joining me very much. Everybody else in chat, God bless. Don't forget to love yourselves, love each other. Don't change a thing, folks. You're absolutely amazing. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
screen, typing at the speed of light, hunting down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right, digging deep in the data, facts sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for our lives. A voice for the voiceless, he won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Streaming loud and clear, cracking cases, open hearts filled with fear. These channels are beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the lights, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waits. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows you rise, are streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every